Hi everyone. So today I wanted to talk about something a little heavy. So if there's one thing I notice in life coaching is that we don't only carry our own crap, we also carry the crap that happened previously in previous generations. Has that ever happened to you? Do you feel anxious or on edge and you have no clue why? Like nothing happened, but your body's reacting like something did? So that's probably an inherited stress response. And that's the idea behind intergenerational trauma, which is kind of a term that you've probably heard, right? So, what is that? That's the transmission of emotional wounds, like war, abuse, poverty, or discrimination, whatever it is, from one generation to the next. Doesn't always come through stories or parenting styles. So sometimes it shows up in your nervous system and how you respond to stress or how safe you feel in the world or how much you trust you allow to others. So that isn't about changes in your DNA sequence, right? That you're born with. But it's about epigenetics. That is how your environment influences which genes are turned on and turned off. Because get this, only about 2% of your DNA is coding. So only about 2% codes for proteins, like what hair color you get, if you have any, what eye color, etc., etc. The other 98%, it's like a massive dimmer switch system, and trauma can adjust those switches. So, as an example, chronic stress in your grandparents may have increased expression of stress reactive genes in your parents. And that pattern can carry over to you, even if your life looks safe on the surface. Your HPA axis, that is your stress response system, might get activated faster, stay activated longer, or have a harder time calming down. And that's not dysfunction, that's adaptation. So, what you might experience is anxiety without a clear trigger, right? A freeze or shutdown response when facing decisions, overfunctioning, hypervigilance, or emotional numbness, and you might wonder, why can't I just relax like everybody else? But the real question is, what did your body learn to protect you from even before you were born? So here's the good news. Your brain is neuroplastic. It can change. And supportive relationships and awareness can literally rewire your response patterns. Even epigenetic markers can shift over time with healing environments. You're not broken. You're responding exactly how a nervous system responds when it carries history. But that doesn't mean you're stuck with it. Start by naming the pattern, then build new ones. Your story didn't start with you, but healing, that can start with you. If that resonates, I have more on how neuroscience meets intentional living right here. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. All right, y'all have a good day. Later.